around my heart. She's more than perfect, she's not the type to go play a part. She came and killed my whole life, and just like Mike Tyson, now I'm here seeing stars. I could take all of my time just trying to describe her. I don't know where to start. All my life I knew she's my baby. I can't hide it, making me crazy. Sometimes I close my eyes and dream about when we met in high school. And I've been trying to tell her this lately. She's more father rock in the 80s. I think about her when I sleep, like back when we were 17. I don't want nobody else, and I can't keep it to myself. Girl, you know you got me dreaming. We could be driving fast with your feet on the dash. You're riding by my side, leaving all our fears in the past. And anywhere you wanna see what we could be on the map. It's only you and me, nothing to prove for me, yeah. All my life I knew she's my baby. I can't hide it, making me crazy. Sometimes I close my eyes and dream about when we met in high school. And I've been trying to tell her this lately. She's more father rock in the 80s. I think about her when I sleep, like back when we were 17. Back when we were 17. Back when we were 17. I know a girl who's so fine, she's running laps around my heart. She's more than perfect, she's not the type to go play a part. She came and killed my whole life, and just like Mike Tyson, now I'm here seeing stars. I could take all of my time just trying to describe her. I don't know where to start. All my life I knew she's my baby. I can't hide it, making me crazy. Sometimes I close my eyes and dream about when we met in high school. And I've been trying to tell her this lately. She's more father rock in the 80s. I think about her when I sleep, like back when we were 17. Back when we were 17.
One more minute.
Back when we were 17. I don't want nobody else, and I can't keep it to myself. Girl, you know you got me dreaming. We could be driving fast with your feet on the dash. You're riding by my side, leaving all our fears in the past. And anywhere you wanna see what we could be on the map. It's only you and me, nothing to prove for me, yeah. All my life I knew she's my baby. I can't hide it, making me crazy. Sometimes I close my eyes and dream about when we met in high school. And I've been trying to tell her this lately. She's more father rock in the 80s. I think about her when I sleep, like back when we were 7.
Hey team, how you going? It is Kaz, and we are back. Hopefully that sound is going perfect. Hopefully this Where's Wally is going to bring you back to the fold. I understand we've been away for a while, and repetition and consistency of product is important for the algorithm. Now, I feel like a freer individual. I feel like life is prioritised. I feel like I have changed in many ways. I feel Tripitaka-esque for those that don't know what I'm talking about. And tonight we're going to be talking about India travel. As a matter of fact, we're going to be talking about the lessons of India for about 4 or 5 days because it leads to something that's very, very important. Now, think of the conversation we're having now, not as about the actual Asian, uh, what would you say, platform, which is India. But think of about wisdom, learning about yourself, learning about trust, because trust is what gave me the most lessons and also proved to unveil the most misconceptions I had of India. Can we ask, is there anyone here that has actually been to India, the land of namaste? Because I tell you now, it changed my life. While you're there, sometimes you think to yourself, what am I doing here? It's like being in a brothel, broke. It feels like there's no point. But when you come back, ferment the lessons you've learned, become a different person, a better person, I'd like to. Whew, we put things into perspective. You realize that we are living in a land of privilege, despite the fact there's people in Australia that are not privileged. But sometimes that is by design, own design, or it can be passed down by those that have put them in a place of hurt. But it's up for you to break the cycle, do something different. Lauren is shining. Mr. Khan, have you been to Bundaberg? Yes, I have. Of course I have. Guys, this in the background is the Monkey Temple. You know, it looks like something off a movie cast, but it's legit. It goes back a long, long time. I've got a whole list of notes here that I'd like to talk about. But first of all, let's talk about yourselves before we go into India travel. If you're planning on do it, you can not just do it for the cultural immersion, but you can do it for self-learning. And I do recommend one thing. Going to India is for advanced travelers, not novice travelers, unless you're going to sit on a tour bus for 60 going from air-conditioned bus to hotel to bus to hotel. So here we go. Chunky Machunky nuts like cows. It's felt like eons since the stream. It has felt like a long time. It has. Good to catch a stream before leaving. Cheers, Reese. Absolutely. And now I'm thinking about those delicious biscuits. Guys and gals, I can say that I did miss you a lot. We got a lot of news. We got a lot of messages from those on Patreon. And several of the Patreon members actually got phone calls as well. It wasn't easy, and we'll explain that. And that came down to 1 gig of data a day. Also roaming and also having no Wi-Fi for a big percentage of the trip, which is the reason why there was no videos while we're over there. So, has anyone here been to India before? The immersion into the curry land of butt squirt, so to speak. If there's any ladies out there, hopefully these glasses aren't putting you off. So let's quickly let you know, in the next few days, the videos are going to come out is what I brought. I bought something that is going to shock you, and it wasn't cheap. And that video is going to come out, and it goes for about 5.5 minutes. We've got another video, which is the visual video that should go for about probably 10 minutes. And what that's going to be is a little bit of floating head, a little bit of the videography I took today, as well as inputs of video that we took from India to add context. We've also got my top 10 to 20 photos and why I took those and why they're my top photos. And the last one is about actually mentioning to you, announcing, if we will, that I have actually found, not just one person, but a full family for the Changing Life series. And I'm absolutely stoked to share that with you. And every time I think about the change we're going to make for someone else's life and their children, gives me goosebumps. And time is of the essence. And you're going to find out about that. And we've got until the 1st of July to deliver. So how is everyone? I'm actually worried I couldn't eat any food. Of course you can. I was eating street food within 24 hours. You know, I paid for it in the last 3 or 4 days. It was like a tiger spray and scent, but it was all good. The closest I'm going to India is watching a test match on TV. There we go. Cricket, one of the games I despise because of Smith and Warner. I can't watch cheats. I hate it. It doesn't matter if other countries have done it. I can't. Even in Monopoly or can't stand it. Anyway, I'll still date a cheater, bud. Yes, done it in the past. So how did this all come about? G'day, James. How you going, mate? Basically, what happened was you got to stand by a mate. Stand by your mates. Songbird of my generation. I know you can hear it in my voice. I got a phone call, basically about 10:30 at night. From Cairns, from Hillary Clinton saying, "Bro, I need someone to back me up on this trip. I'm going for a hair transplant." And I thought he was going to say Turkey, so I thought I was going to be going to Gallipoli. No, wasn't going to Gallipoli. Going to India. Now, India was not on my bucket list, never has been on my bucket list. Worked with Indians in Rwanda. I hadn't even thought about it. I had so many misconceptions, so many, not prejudices, but things I thought I'd expect to see there. And all of that slate got wiped off. And I'll talk about that in a moment. So trust. I only had about 15 minutes to make a decision. I rang up my ex-partner, the mother of my child, and said, "Hey, I've been given an offer. Let's just say the budget got blown out, but I said yes." And that found me on a plane, United Emirates, worst airline I think I've almost ever flown with. There's many reasons for that. They look great on paper. They look great in the catalogue. Didn't really enjoy flying with them at all. Customer service was dog shit. Well, thanks. I'm almost done with the tape stuff. And Cam, good to see you again, Cass. Thank you, mate. Peter, I just turned 26 last month. Over the quarter of a century. Well done. Many don't make it, especially if they come from Detroit. So it was about trust. The second thing about trust, I'll be speaking about in a moment. Before that, before you go overseas, things have changed. And all because of the mobile phone, because the entrapment that can happen via roaming, via electronic banking, etc. The internet requirement, accidentally not turning off sharing photos to iCloud. Remember, you only get on roaming, which costs you $10 a day. If you go over it, folly to you. But basically, you need to make sure that everything's squared away. So some of those things, passports. It is a misconception that it takes weeks, months to get a passport. It takes 2 days. As long as you've got your birth certificate and you've got your other documentos, and you need to get a passport in a hurry, in a jiffy, like a Zyrtec, what you simply do is go into the Sydney with the paperwork, go to the post office, grab your paperwork from there, fill it out, get a witness, fill it out, get your photos, get them documented, get them stuck on, take them to the post office beside Central Station if you're in Sydney. Then you go over and get your passport a day or so later from the passport office that quick. You got to pay a few extra $100, but that's what it's about. So you can get that fast. The other one is roaming. Make sure you get it. Again, 1 gig a day goes very, very fast, especially if you're on Instagram as well. PayWave, make sure that you actually talk to your bank, get that sorted out. But the other one is your visa. You have to get a visa to get over there, and they will ask from that in the first 2 minutes you actually get in country. Wi-Fi, don't expect there to be much, if any, Wi-Fi wherever you go. It's and it'll be slow when you get there, and hotels will sometimes, like the Lalit, try to charge $100 for it at a snail's pace. So be careful. Brady, hello everyone. Hope you are all well. Been missing you. Narrow that down, Brady. Who are you missing, sir? Let me announce this too from the start. Any and all money that comes from YouTube towards AdSense, whether it be whether people are giving tips, whatever, every single bit of this, every single cent, no admin cost, is going to our Changing Lives family. I pledge every single cent because I've already pledged to him that I'm there to change his family's life. What did I get in return? Namaste, some tears in some eyes, and the thought that, holy shit, who did I just let into my car 10 days ago? So that'll be a fantastic thing. With that, let's go back to trust for a second. And I'm sorry I'm not losing you on the topic, team, but it can't always be about military, nor should it always be about military. It's about growth. It's about learning. It's about the American way in Australia. Authentic Chinese, Italian, Mexican food. That's what it's about. Did I tell you that so much of that food was curry orientated? But now I feel like even the packet of Skittles I had on the way home tasted like curry. Curry laxatives, that is. Let's have a look. Let's change this setting up. What do we got? Get rid of this one. No. Get rid of that one. Boom. That's Rishikesh. That's every single day this occurs. It's a religious festival that happens over in Rishikesh, the Holy Lands, base of the Himalayas. It was a pleasure to be there. It looks almost cultish there, but it was quite good. Allowed me to do some special things. That's just a backdrop at the moment. And that wasn't me that was getting burnt on the fires. So basically what happened is, and this is my recommendation, if you go overseas anywhere from now on, the one thing that we had was an itinerary to go everywhere, to have everything planned, everything sorted, everything scripted, because Hillary Clinton, that's what he does. That's the way he rolls. But when we actually got to, what do I got there? Economy memes. Namaste. That's the first $5 that's going towards our changing lives compadres. Namaste is the word of the day. Thank you very much, and that hurt. Lost a few white blood cells while I was over there. Thank you, sir. Can we get some thank yous for economy memes? Legend. Changing lives. Sesterces at a time. So the first 48 hours, we got over there. We got in at 9 o'clock, so it was the absolute bustle. That's like the end of the day, peak hour traffic in India. Their day starts at 9 o'clock and it goes through to about 9 o'clock. They don't even have dinner planned until after 7:30. So we got in there right in the heart of the going home peak hour traffic from the airport. Get to Lalit, absolutely gorgeous hotel. Went in there, it was not free Wi-Fi, rude people at the actual at the desk, and I thought, oh shit, we're going to be in for it this trip. So first night, basically what happened is, the morning we get up, we go outside, and it's like a ghost town. There's no one anywhere, and I was thinking, holy shit, is this India? But it's like a government sort of district where we were in Delhi, where we landed. Is Hillary running for president 2024? She'll be running out of breath, is all she'll be doing. Rightly so, after Benghazi. And what happened was, we ran into this fat dude. And I'm not trying to fat shame him, I'm trying to fat pride him, because I tell you what, this guy was a legend. The first person we spoke to, Daisy, g'day mate, gifted 10 in the trenches with CAS memberships. Bob, Nutsu Cow, prolonged, namaste. Thank you, mate. Can we get some thank yous there to Beezy for his continued membership? Very, very nice. What's he done? He's gifted 10. He did 10 gifts. First, I didn't even know you could do that. So he's gifted, Lukey S. was gifted a membership. Scotty Chator was gifted a membership. So was Elijah. So was the Fire Master. Welcome. Jimmy W. Sturban, Kanan Peppers, Laura G, Sean Williams, and Jay Frey. That is absolutely amazing. That is making the world go round. That's too many, to tell you the truth. But I'm sure every one of those people should be giving you a really big thank you for that, because now they've just been conscripted by Basie. Well done. Gold. That is funny. Namaste by 10. Well done. Did you see any Aguri tribe people, mate? I was mostly up the north, mate. I was up the north, near Rishikesh, near Jodhpur, near Agra, the outskirts for nearly a week for the hair treatment, which was at Gurugram. We were at Rajasthan and all of that. So absolutely fantastic. But we didn't go to the south, but I have bought some pictures of the tribal women down there, which was amazing. And that'll be going on the wall. First 48 hours. So the first person we ran into, and can we get some thumbs up for Basie there, please? Not too cow, the ultimate namaste. The gift that keeps on giving. He just Russian conscripted you in the trenches with Kaz. Well done. So we ran into this guy. And basically what happens is, straight away, he starts taking control. Come with me. He could speak English, so I had the impression that everyone must speak English over there. They don't. There's no British influence whatsoever almost in India at all, which is not what I expected. And what happens is, he starts walking with us. He goes, what's your plans while you're over here? Turns out that he's a journalist for the local paper. We told him what it was. He goes, nah, Your plans are shit. Namaste, but they're shit. And he goes, come with me. He takes us straight over to the tourism area. And we're thinking at the moment, we've been scammed by the very first person that said namaste to us. So we went over to the tourism area, went in there. This guy was as slick as a rat with a gold tooth. Gave us a chai tea, something I've never had before. Sat down on me clacker. At the moment, I wasn't throwing any vapor out because I hadn't eaten the local street food. And we sit down, before we know it, within an hour, we've already just signed up for a $1,700 tour each with an English-speaking driver with a complete itinerary. We went for the A class, not the B or the C. And that driver was with us from then on for the next 10 days. And you'll find out more about him. And he's changed my life. And I'll be changing his life, just like Basie and you guys are going to change his life too. The kind of memes as well. And your heart is going to swell when you realize, whether you're in Patreon, whether you're in the channel as a member, that collectively we're going to make a difference to people's lives. Males, females alike, parents and children. And it's going to be potentially our crowning point as a channel. So stoked. Right. Namaste. So this guy, we end up saying yes to this tour. And the first thing they said is, you're here for 5 days in Delhi. What a crock of shit. Okay, you need to cancel 3 of your days that was in this hotel, nearly $350 a night. And they didn't want to cancel that. So we actually had to swallow that cost. And then we went on that trip. Absolutely amazing. Absolutely amazing. So the first 48 hours, we ended up with complete change plans. We ended up with a completely paid package, which I'd recommend to every single person that ever goes there. I'd say do not plan beyond the first 48 hours. Get over there, hang out, go and find the tourism office because they're a government agency, so there's no shenanigans, maybe. And from there, off you go. No more than 2 days in Delhi. Bucket list, didn't have one. Beyond H hour, don't plan for it. But some of the things that were completely off the radar for me absolutely changed my perception straight away. You would think when you first, there's the Patreon link down there for anyone that wants to jump in and have a personal call with Kaz, bam, on the bat phone, there for you. We've got a few new members, Dougie, okay, and we've also got rare name, T, starts with T. We'll call him Taz because I don't want to say what his real name is in case that's not what he wants, but he's an Aboriginal lad. Okay, he's joining the military at the moment and seems like a pretty down-to-earth, awesome guy. Tom of the Jungle, awesome Kaz, happy for you, mate. All the best, team. Tom, I know you're a traveller too, mate. You would have absolutely loved coming with us and we would have loved having you there. So some of the things that spun me out, I thought, because I've been in a lot of developing countries before, but never with 1.4 million people, I thought India would stink. We got out of the airport at Delhi, 9 o'clock at night, giving it plenty of time for the workday to settle in. It didn't stink. The second one was I thought, please don't let it be every second person smokes because I cannot stand the smell of durries, especially in my face, against my will, in a crowded environment that's as hot as my ass in jeans in a poor country. No one smokes. No one was smoking at all, pretty much in India. I probably saw 100 people the entire 17 days, and most of those were tourists. It really spun me out. Every single thing that happens on Indian TV, as soon as someone lights a cigarette, in an American film, anything, bam, it comes up an ad, don't smoke. Beside the cigarette comes up a sign, smoking kills. They're really smacking down on it big time. And I didn't see a single person vaping. So smoking wasn't there. Smog was bad at times, but again, it didn't smell. It wasn't too bad. Crime, no crime. At no stage did I feel like that I was in any danger. There was times where they said, hey, mate, maybe an idea to put your bag on the front of your on your chest in the marketplace. The only place I felt like I was going to get not robbed, but maybe, what would you call it, a new experience was when I went into a toilet at a temple and it only had 6 pisses, but there was more than 50 men. And when I was the only white dude with my pants around my ankles, right, with 50 guys that were leaning on my shoulders, I thought, holy shit, now I know what the Mardi Gras feels like. And I made haste, got the hell out of there and glad I wasn't there for a shit. So Crime never felt like I was in danger at any stage. Street food was delicious. The street food was great. It gave me the squirts near the end, but that might have even been the hotel water that some of the food was cooked in. You can only eat so much bloody curry, but team, I tell you, most of the country is vegan or vegetarian, whether it's because they're Hindi, whether it's because they're Muslim, whatever. The uh, the food was sometimes it tasted great, but in um, small portions. But at the same time, there was no escape from it. Even when you went to McDonald's and had a veggie burger, they still used like a curry based sauce, and it just got too much for Kaz. I need beef in my diet. There was almost no chicken, there was almost no fish, and there was almost no pork whatsoever. So if you go over there and you're really in for that green experience, you're going to love it. Women accept the fact that every single woman is there pretty much. Assume the fact that they're in an arranged marriage that has or hasn't been set up yet. If they've got the red dot there, that's to say they're married. If they don't be going over there expecting to pick up a local girl. It ain't going to happen. And you don't see the ego that comes in today's society from men. They'll get around in big groups. They're addicted to Western porn. But other than that, they're not glaring at the girls. Okay, they're not being rude to the girls. They're not trying to pick up the girls. They get around their little groups. The girls get around in their groups, and they do not mix. Just like South America. You don't go out by yourself. You go out in a group. You get introduced through friends. Otherwise, you meet no one. And if over there you try to close a deal, then it better be because you've got a ring on your finger because you ruined the chances for that young lass. Okay, for her future maybe as well. Peter Mayfield. Even the ice cubes used in drinks make local water could have done it too, Kaz. Could have been. You know what? It actually felt pretty good. I was in a controlled environment. DS. Hey, you have to go South India next time. I don't know if India is a place you go twice. I think you go once. There's only so many temples you can see, and there's only so much curry you can eat. I wore thongs the whole time. Didn't kick me toe once until I got back to Australia. I don't know if I could do it a second time. I think I'd be likely to go to instead, probably go to Nepal. What do you think of that? Joshy Fawns, g'day, mate. How you going? You were the first on today. Great to see you there. Loyal as hell. Thanks, mate. I like to live slowly. So do I, Lauren, but this one went faster than what I could. It was like a fat person in a pack march. I just had to keep up with the pace. Culture and religion. It seemed like everyone was either Hindi or was Muslim. Everyone seemed like they were rude. Everyone. Until you actually broke bread with them, until all of a sudden there was a reason for you to communicate because they don't have time for small talk and their family and friends and those that are close to them, they're amazing. So much so that when you give money to a beggar, their hand will be out, give me, give me, give me, give me. You'll put money in this hand, they'll retract it like it's the opposite of a cobra striking, and then this hand's out going, give me, give me, give me, like you're going to pay both hands. I'm like, what's the go? Where's the thank you? Namaste. But tell you one thing, whenever you said to anyone that was glaring at you being a Westerner, namaste, almost 100% of the time it was returned because that was a way of sort of bridging that time between you and them and bridging that gap, showing that you're making an effort. The other one, so cultural religion, it's the two big things to do over there, going to temples, going to forts, etc. That's just what you do. And hence the monkey temple. Let's change this one up. Okay, bam. The Ganges. Didn't that surprise me? At the base of the Himalayas, Rishikesh was where we went to. It wasn't even on our list until we met the journalist. I hope you're staying with me here, team. I hope it's not boring. But this is about Kaz learning even after the age of 50. G'day, Simon Powell. How you going, mate? Let's do lunch in the next 2 weeks sometime. I expected this river to be filthy as hell. What I didn't know, and I've got photos to show you, that's me in the water there, getting wet, she said. This is an extremely holy area. The fires that you saw before, the same area. It was actually at that red shed behind me at the moment. That water is so cold. That's like glacier water comes straight from Mount Everest. It's one of the biggest rivers in the world, and you're not allowed to fish in it. And it is as clean as any river in Australia until you get down south. It is absolutely pristine. So much so, you're not even allowed to fish in it. It's gorgeous. And you're going to see some of the video of that. in the next day or so when this video comes out, the one showing you the visuals. So this is You're Welcome to the Ganges. I thought that was going to be like poison, like lava. The cultural religion, British influence, again, didn't see any of it at all anywhere. I saw like 3 different groups of people playing cricket. Other than that, there was also no sport anywhere at all, ever, that I saw. Tipping is sort of compulsory to those that are close to you that act as guides, etc. It's hard to know exactly how much to give them. It all comes down to how good did you think the service was. All right, but you can talk with me that again another time. I wore jeans almost the whole time over there. It never got over 28. I don't know why I wore jeans, other than here, of course. But I did wear thongs and a t-shirt at all times. Now, it was fine. Broken surfaces everywhere. It made me stay alert like driving a car over there, which I didn't do. And it was good. Photos you have shown me so far, and Rose and I are swooning. There we go. Thank you, ladies. So lessons, be willing to learn. As soon as you hit the ground over there, you need to realise you're in a country with over 1.3 billion people. 1.3 billion, over 1 billion cars on the road. You need to understand you're a small fry compared to them. And I can guarantee you one thing, they do a lot of shit over there that really leaves Australian culture to be desired. They do family better. They look after their family better. They look after their daughters. Their relationships stay together. Their organised marriages, you might think the girls aren't into that. They are into that because of the security it offers them. And it's done although it's bargained between the parents, okay, it's also done with respect. It was actually quite beautiful to see all of the people that were so speaking so highly of their wife, of their children. Everything they did was giving to their children. Now, I barely saw a single person with alcohol at all unless they were a tourist. It was crazy good. The work ethic over there is second to none. It was actually hurting my heart to see people older than me, who were in a manual labour role that there is no off-ramp from, and they will do that for the rest of their life. One of the things that scared me, arranged and enforced are totally different. Correct. Pepsi has a lot bigger influence in India than it does in Australia, and that scared me. I've got some photos on that stuff. So lessons, be willing to learn. Okay? Understand that emerging cultures, despite the fact that it's thousands of years older than Australia's, are able to teach you a lot about life, and what they prioritise when their chips are down is crazy good. And you hear people that have done a medial job for 30 years that still love going to work every day because they know that puts the blankets on their children, that puts the food in their mouths and the butter on the naan. And I'm addicted to that. So assumptions, traffic. The traffic was out of control. It did not stop. And there was no rhyme or reason to it, but there was also no crashes, except for one that I saw the remnants of a crash. There was no crashes anywhere. Anywhere. It was insanely bizarre. You could be driving on a separated highway, 4 lanes each side, with horses playing Frogger in between cows, in between goats and chickens and people, and there'd be a V double driving at closing speed 100 kilometres this way down the other lane, coming straight towards you, and people just dodging this V twin truck like it's no drama. And the horn, although it sounds like it's offensive, is just a way of communicating to let people know I'm coming up your ass right now. And I don't mean it that way. So that was India in a nutshell. I'm back, and I just wanted to let you know that it has changed my life. It has changed my outlook. It has changed the way that I look at my family. It's made me feel selfish in ways that I've acted in the past. But hey, how do you know that you're a tree that's falling unless there's people to let you know? Chunky, he's always going that bloody Pepsi. Bravo, Pepsi Cold Pepsi. Pep, is that its surname? Pepsi is slowly taking over the world, and I'll tell you why it is going to take over the world, Stevie. It's because they have, whether for wrong or right, they have now signed that contract with Tesla that says that they're a green company when Coca-Cola has not. So companies won't even have a choice. It'll be you're going with Pepsi because they are part of the conversation, which is the world order on climate change and everything, despite the fact we can't have a plastic straw, but we can have 50 billion COVID masks or plastic bags that have now become, for the first time in history, a business, multi-billion-dollar business, and no one says anything. And for those of the LGBT community that put their bands saying what they are, who they are around their bags, but then surround it by 40 wrappings of plastic because they perceive people of colour might be thieving from them, that, my friend, is an oxymoron. That's hypocrisy. One thing I saw when traveling in Thailand, meeting people from all over Asia, everyone has clean white teeth. Yep. Simon, you've got news. What is it, sir? Can you share it here or are you going to text it after? What else did we have? Out of the Ganges, out of the Rishikesh, out of the monkeys, we've got, boy, there it is. Get off. That's what she said. That can go. Wait 2 seconds, team. This goes back to food. You know, it was horrible to see this photo. Where is it? I'll delete these bastards. Almost there. Go. That one. Nope. That one. Not that one. Not that one. This one. Here it is. Bam. Look at that for filth. It is a lovely photo I took, but yeah, it's like I said, basically a vegan, vegetarian country. I don't know if that's a cost thing or what. 26 kilos since the start of the year. Simon's lost. I hope you find your bag. Oh, you mean body weight? Well done, sir. Well done. You know, make sure you don't do it in a dumb way, but Simon, that is fantastic work. Can we get some thumbs up for Simon there? Not too cow. He's a lost equivalent to a child walking its dog off his chassis. Well done, mate. You're giving yourself years back. You're giving yourself a fighting chance to get back to jumping across logs and prancing around life like we should be at our age. Peter, you'll find a lot of them have veneers on their teeth. Okay, mandarins are the size of bowling balls. It's yeah, they're big. They are big. Someone said before, does McDonald's sell the same coffee over there? I never got a chance to have a McDonald's coffee over there. I only saw a couple of McDonald's in the whole place, to tell you the truth. I saw some KFCs, saw some Burger Kings, etc. But when you go in there, again, the only thing that's the same as a Western menu is the fries. They were great. Look at that. Look at all that support coming your way. Big fella, Big Simon, well done, sir. Well done. Sorry to actually have done this tonight on Army Reserve night as well. I understand that Carl Spewin couldn't be here. I know that south of the Queensland border, everyone seems to be stuck in a heat wave except for Donald Trump, who's now on the Great Ocean Road. Great to have him there. He's been sending some fantastic photos as well of the disciples. Sir Octopus, what a fantastic name. You're short 4 of your arms there, mate. I can only see 4 thumbs up. Because I'd love a Coke now, actually. Lovely. Not a Pepsi. Thank you all. No worries, Simon. It's always a pleasure to, wish people that have done a great job. So, Kane, how you going? The Northern Parrot. There we go. For those in QPM shares too, had a great day today. It's just been given the vote of approval for the Australian government. Fantastic. Thank you, ASX, for the present that keeps on giving after taking so much. Here's an exciting one. Team, listen to this. While I was at one of the wonders of the world, the Taj Mahal, which also was a myth. I thought it was because he loved his wife. No, it was because he had 13 children to her because he gave nothing to his other 2 wives. I was sitting down having a cup of coffee And basically there was nearly 30 Irish backpackers that were beside us. Every one of them had upside down smile, resting bitch face. And I'd found out I got a phone call, which I had to hang up straight away, then ring them back to see what it was about. My daughter is now the school captain. Nutsu cow. I yelled out, "You beauty!" as loud as I could. And then the tears started in my eyes. And I could not really explain just how proud I am of a little girl who's not an academic, who won it with her heart and gestures. Only to meet up with her on our first day back with my ankle, if you've seen it, and then nearly end up with fisticuffs with a vagabond at the petrol station who was smoking beside within the petrol station where children were inside shopping. So I lost my shit and then made her look like Dad's still a psycho. There he is, Doug. Hey, Kaz, sorry I'm late. That's what she said. And now I've got a daughter. Mate, it's great to have you here, Doug. Great conversation we had the other day. It went on for a long time. Thank you very much, there, DS. Now, I can't be more proud of my little girl. And guess what she did today? She is a credit to me, but now I got her to use my knife to cut an ingrown hair out of the back of my neck. And guess what? He decided to also use the scissors and do a home cut job. He loves cutting chunks out of my hair to make me look like the jester. He doesn't care about my credibility. Guess I don't either. But life is good. I don't really want to give too much away with what's happening with the changing lives at the moment. But let's just say we're in a position at the moment, and I've put my foot down and said, this is what I'm going to do for you, mate. For those that watch some of the videos on my Instagram, I'm not in OnlyFans. It was a really beautiful thing to share. She would have loved it. The cutting or getting the school captaincy. Does that make her an officer now? Lauren is shining. Hey, Lauren, I've rewatched some of your YouTube videos. There you go. Well done. Lauren's been doing some good art too. She needs to get those paintings done before Mid-Journey takes over the art, what we say it, world. Folks might not know she's sweet, but with a sadistic role. She's definitely Bonnie and Clyde in one. She is. Tell us what's been going on with you guys and gals as well. What has been happening in your life? Now, we've got people that are now going to the military that had been told no, they can't, and now they can. It's been absolutely fantastic to see some turnaround. It's been sad to hear how many people have been quitting Acapulco at the moment. I'm also at this stage going to be at Acapulco on the 21st. I've been invited to go down there, and I might ask while I'm down there, would they accept me becoming a public speaker at Acapulco? See what they think, see what they say about that, because the training can change, but their spirituality and the ethics of the soldier, the volunteer, doesn't really change at all. Now, unfortunately, the recruiting tools is using a mixed message to draw in the wrong people and giving a red carpet to those that probably have no chance within our ADF, or setting them up for a fall, that's for sure. Yeah, folks might know she's sweet, but sadistic, painting and playing Jurassic World dinosaurs. It's amazing to think they used to exist. Start my gym journey. Whoa, gym's mowing or the Gime where we lift weight. Oh, I need a tan too. If they had brains at all, they'll want you 100%. Sometimes they don't want the truth there, mate. The last thing they want is the people that have actually done not just the yards in the military, but also done the time as a public speaker and actually shown through the military channel we're here to stay. Maybe they have reached out. Now, I've got more than 37,000 emails that I haven't looked at. Maybe they have. Who knows? Where's Wally? We've got 18 minutes to go. We may call it a little bit short of that. I drew some cartoons last week, so productive, but nothing as exciting as UK's. Thank you very much. And I still call Australia home. I got made redundant, economy memes are saying, but looking on the bright side, been good motivation for the lifting. So, economy memes, are you going straight into another role? Did you get a good payout? Because sometimes when people get made redundant, it is actually fantastic. They get a big payout, which gives them a little bit of wiggle room, a little bit of hiesta, bit siesta. Anyway, bit of time off, and then they slip straight in to another role that sometimes pays more, and they're going, "This is fantastic." New friends are made. Sir Octopus just had my assessment day a little over a month ago. I was surprised to how little they focused on attitude. Yeah, it's a weird one, Ockie. You would think that basically what they would do is, like they used to, is always have a soldier sitting at the table and watch you walk in, look at your mannerisms, look at your age, have a casual conversation with you. You don't need to know everything. You shouldn't have to know everything. All I need to know is, do your friends and family support you? How long have you wanted to join for? Is it a calling? How long do you intend on staying for? And I can tell you something, be careful of asking to go team to gap year, because that tells someone straight away that you're not committed to the role. You might want to warm your feet in the water before you actually have a go. So that might be also grounds for them to say, nah, see you later, come back when you're willing to commit yourself. Having said that, there is a different pool of people for gap year, than what there is just for the regular entry as well. And it seems like there's a really big push for Army Reserve in the moment, and I think that is so they can get your signature down. So once they've got it, they can mobilise it in the future. Alex, good name. Ali, boy and girl name. Surprised how little the site grilled me. Dougie, that goes both ways. If the psych is grilling you, that's because you've done something, said something that they don't like. There's a red flag, and they need to dig deeper. If you go in and your attitude is fine, your IQ seems on point, you can answer all the questions with conviction and attitude and confidence, then they're going to go, oh, that person's good to go. No dramas. If you go in and you can't answer, you mumble over your words, it takes you too long, you overspeak, and they're going to go, oh, shit. This person needs a year before they come back. And that's normal. The reason why they have to give you a reason normally why you haven't been a successful candidate. And it's very easy just to say you're not ready without going any deeper than that. And remember that they're looking for what's wrong with you, not what's right with you. No one gives a shit what's right with you when you join the army. They want what's wrong with you, what cancels you. Okay? Chunky, you lose muscle mass in basic training. If so, how can you maintain it? Okay, you won't be able to maintain it. G'day, Bucko. You won't be able to maintain it because what's happening is you're normally going from, as what we talk about with body shaping, sculpting. Instead of being cosmetic, the muscle mass is going to go to functional muscle mass, which is high repetition instead of heavy lifting. The same deal. You're not going to get the amount of protein that you need, and you're going to be out doing prolonged activities for prolonged periods in adverse conditions, which means the weight falls off, but the functional muscle is still exactly the same. Now, might lose a bit of your pump, but if you've trained seriously, that comes back almost right away. G'day, Jennifer G. How you going, mate? How's it going up there, McCoy, is it? McCoy? Hope your young fella's doing well too. Mr. Buckaroony, how's your world tour going? Okay, it's just turning in from southern New South Wales. So when are you going to be around Sydney so I can come and say g'day, mate? I'll come to you. Buckaroony, for those that don't know, travels all over the countryside. Ask the bucko, ask the bucko. Monkey Temple. Go back there so people know I do have a wash. Alex, started my PT journey to train for Army. 4-kilometre walk and jog yesterday is just under 38 minutes. Keen to see how far I can push myself and how I improve. Yep. And team, as we know, the best way to do it is get into the bat phone. From there, get the fitness card. So you've got a tangible reason to be able to look at where you're at, and then it's you versus you. And remember that depending on what corps you go to, it is going to be an uphill battle, no matter how fit you are. We only go as fast as the slowest person. And unfortunately, with the genders mixing in the same roles, sometimes that means that they haven't taken that into account. And we're not actually pushing forward the best team. And, that's guys as well. Mr. Buckerini, absolutely, Lauren. Attitude is the most important thing as far as I'm concerned. Yep, and that's both genders as well. I think so, Buck, in every aspect of life, absolutely. Jenny G, carnivore diet helps maintain muscle. It can be expensive, but unless you're eating chuck steak. Bucko, we maintained it. Maximum heaves everywhere we went. Yep, toilet, mess, max, heaves, and back. Buckaroonie, going great. Kaz, I'm at Ulladulla, mate, south of Sydney. When are you going to be in Sydney? Let us know. And if so, where you're staying. I need some warning if I've suddenly got to get my house ready so that you can stay here. Okay, so I'm going back to do my U session. Join the Royal Australian Regiment 343 duty first. Well done, mate. Well done. You've had some time out of the trenches. Now it's time to go there and have a look. I can finally exceed a BFA just. You know what, bud? Chunky, you will be faster when you're surrounded by 50 people you're competing against in push-ups, okay, in the run and in the sit-ups. You will beat your own scores normally. Peter, g'day, buddy. How you going? Full corporal there. Jay Frey, full corporal. G'day, everyone from Kapuka. Jay, what platoon number, mate? Don't say the rest of your name, but what platoon number? Hallway what? Bring on the aptitude test. There we go. The aptitude test is a scary thing. The army is a scary thing because unlike civilian life, what it does, it actually exposes and holds up a mirror to you and doesn't tell you exactly what you want to hear for once. Yep. Like a university that brings people in hex bills of tens of thousands of dollars for something that doesn't have a job waiting for them at the end. That is a crime that needs to go. They need to cull the courses at the university, or at least make them a TAFE accredited course, because it's disgusting what we're doing to our youth who go to uni, not even inspired to do a single course, but go there, then choose one just because they had to choose one, because the expectation is that you're not a human, of worth unless you go to uni, which is completely wrong. Because guess what can't happen at uni or anywhere? Your IQ doesn't go up. You don't get smarter. You know about one subject, but sadly, there's another billion subjects that you know nothing about. That comes with living and going to India, which I recommend to anyone to learn about themselves, to learn about their world, and definitely to Instagram models so they realise it's not all about them. 24 Platoon Charlie Company, 1982, says Mr. Buckaroony. The hard days, my friend, in the Greens. I was in the Greens in 91. Lauren, I've actually got to go. I've got a magnesium bath waiting for me. I can't top that. Glad you're back, says Lauren. I'm glad to be back. I still call Australia home, and I still call you guys friends and family. Thank you, Lauren. James Ali, learn more from travelling than going to uni. Absolutely, James. And a lot of people learn by travelling that they don't want to go to uni. Because it takes the art out of the student. Tomorrow, it's going to be the trades that lead everything. Ready? Okay, watching the bathtub. There we go. Here's some news that is a little bit sad. I've been watching and maintaining the world news by watching what's happening over in the Ukraine debacle. And I'm starting to realise that Ukraine cannot win this. There's nothing to win anymore. When half of their population has left the country, has already voiced that they are not coming back. When what we're seeing is patriotic people, who are doing their bit to keep their country free, but they're up against a juggernaut that is going to keep sending people until the job is done. Now, I believe Ukraine lost when they realised that, when Zelensky realised that NATO wasn't coming, that America wasn't coming. Zelensky's now asked for some sort of sign of tribute that America starts sending their sons and daughters over there to share the coffins with Ukraine fighters. to show that they're in, and they're not going to do that. So Ukraine is lost. It's just, what will the price be for Russia? What will the price be for Ukraine? It's a very, very sad situation, and it's going to get a lot worse before it gets better, but the outcome is going to be exactly the goddamn same. Exactly the same. Mr. Buckrin, you can't beat life experience, folks. As an ex-cop and prison screw, it was worth more than anything. Bucko, I could imagine, as a public speaker, that you could say to people how much you learnt by watching the mistakes that people have done that have taken and ripped their futures away from them, that leave nothing but a bleak existence, where they're going to have to continually live in the past, scared that one day someone's going to ask them about a crap tattoo, is going to ask them about why and what their career was, etc. It's going to be tough. We've got any new subscribers out there? Let us know, team. This is a freedom of speech channel where you get to say whatever you want. Just be respectful to each other. Hey, thanks to Cole keeping my eye on the prize. You got to, mate. Ended up at the diggers for an injury. It happens. Already, unfortunately, Kaz, so no proper hallway, but soldiering on. Look, these things happen. Sometimes they happen to us. We're in the battalion. Sometimes they happen to us at Singo. Sometimes it happens at Kapuka. Just be goddamn glad it didn't happen to you while you were going through the recruiting process, because now you're on the king's coin. Nutsu cow, namaste. Cole. Yep. And as you know there, Bucko, the learning that we do overseas as well is rarely done from an air-conditioned hotel room. It's when you go out and share, food, break bread, share stories, and communicate with the local people, and go off the path least travelled, and see what the world is about. However, the world is also very, very honest, and for those that think Western values will keep them safe, be careful again, because your gender won't help you. Don't expect to actually see how good it is to live in a Western country and then go to a developing country and expect to be safe just because you're a powerful woman, so to speak. Jay Frey, all good. And I had surgery 2 weeks before March out and basically did Kapuka twice, 6 months. That would have been a kick in the ass. Cooper, what is your opinion on the state of the ADF equipment? It's excellent. And people, are we ready if we need to go to war? No, we're not. No, we're not. We've been watering down. Well, you don't have a choice. You really don't have a choice. You have to be ready. But is the public ready for conscription? Is the public ready for national service? That's more the ticket, because our pool of candidates that fit what used to be the norm, is smaller and smaller and smaller. Thank you, one Taz. Hi, Kaz. It's Taz. I'm a new subscriber. Hi, everyone in the chat. Hey, Taz, how you going, mate? Tasmania. Good to have you here. Nutsu cow for your first one. Namaste. I hope your family's well. I hope that your conversation is just on the edge of offending, so that we know that it's actually something that matters to you. James Ali, Muhammad's brother. Good to see you today, mate. Keep fighting the good fight, bro. James, great to see you too, mate. Big unit. Hope that your missus, is what would you call it? Appreciative of the work you do in security. Keep her safe as well. Thank you for doing God's work there, mate. Because you know what? Soldiers protect the country, police protect civilization, and security, they make sure that the village idiot doesn't interrupt our fun. So thank you very much, mate. Go easy on my arm when you're kicking me out. Where are we? Vickers. Hi, Kaz. How was the trip? If you had have asked me while I was there, I'd have said, I just want to get the hell home, dude. I'm learning so fast. It was like a bloody learning from a fire hose. It was just so full on all the time. It was, honestly, it was like being in an asylum. I don't know how the people there don't have grey hair at 16, but I wouldn't have swapped it, mate. Absolutely amazing. And the trip is going to stay with me forever. There's no doubt about that. And that's why I've sent an umbilical cord to a family we will be supporting until at least his daughters are married and he has a way of breaking free of the company he's in to allow his family to go forward. because without our help, it ain't going to happen. He already gives up everything he's got, goes home, pretends to be vegetarian, doesn't drink whiskey, and doesn't get time for an afternoon nap on the only day he gets off a week. Poor bastard. He had a Canadian woman and her daughters. He survives on tips. He drove them around for 23 days. And then when the trip was over, they never gave him a tip. He was away from his family and then came home with no money. Terrible. Anyone here ever seen the drama with Friendly Geordies? I haven't. I saw a snippet of this Connie memes, but I don't know what it's about. I'd like to dive into that. Darcy, hello, Kaz. I've been watching your videos for a while and some streams too, but haven't said hi yet. Well, you did now, Darcy, and you are more than welcome here. Thank you very much, and I look forward to you asking those critical questions in comments that you need answered. Yeah, so thank you very much. Can we get some welcomes there for Taylor C? Taylor's a good name too. Could be a guy, could be a girl. Now, at this stage, I believe it's a guy. Is that bracelet on your hand from India? This one is. It's not a mala bead as such. It's just something I've got on there. That used to be red. That was from the monkey temple. That was a blessing from one of the monks. After Hillary Clinton, how's this for one? Got to backhand a baby monkey 6 feet across the ground, in the place where it is holy and cherished, all in front of a monk, because it looked at him, gave him the eye contact, and you could see the coiled spring of its legs going down, jumped at him. He's fast. Hillary Clinton, whack! And this monkey was screaming before it hit the ground, slid across its back. I don't know what intentions it had, but every single monkey within 100 meters was bounding towards us with the monk saying in perfect English, "You need to run." So we ran up there, got a blessing. The monkeys left us alone. We survived the fight. Taylor C. Kaz, I only came across your channel the other night. You'd be great as a public speaker, man, or a podcast host. Also, g'day to the other legends in chat. Taylor C., that's a fantastic compliment. I have done a lot of public speaking and also a lot of shit talking, in different avenues. But, mate, it's always great to hear that you're actually okay, because there's a lot of people that want to make videos, they want to make them flash, but they don't want to show the context of their character and get up and be able to communicate in a way that we all feel like we're part of something bigger. Okay, and you're very welcome here, mate. Chunky, is that the bracelet? Yep, it is. The Iceman, love that. My fitness dropping is something I've been worried about. Jay, once you get to a certain level of fitness, you don't really lose it, mate. At one stage, I was doing 34 chin-ups, and I'd go out bush, I'd come back, I'd just get back into it. There's no problem. Namaste, Taylor. Namaste. That's it. Welcome, everyone new. Yes, welcome, everyone new. Because we're all on the same journey and no one gets out of it. We're bookended by the experiences of birth and death. And in between that, you become a book. Are you going to be an interesting book, or are you going to be a goddamn boring, toilet-driven pamphlet? Don't be the pamphlet. Don't be quiet. You can't trust someone who's quiet all the time. You want to know what they think. Slap the monkey. That's my dream. I've been slapping the monkey for years. Is it Rishikesh in the background? It is there, Vic. It is Rishikesh. One of the most amazing places I've ever been. The other thing that I didn't talk about before was washing. Okay, never get your washing done at a hotel. It'll cost you a fortune. It costs $5 to get it done at one of the local laundromats. Chunky, is sexual activity allowed in our armed forces? No, it's not. It's called fraternisation. It's disallowed for the reason that it causes nothing but bullshit. I've had army girlfriends before. It doesn't work, mate. It does not work. I spanked the monkey, but I've never slapped one. I get it. Me too. Hashtag me too. Simon Powell says, please hit that thumbs up button. Thank you, team. Yeah, let's get that the likes are on 28. Come on, team. If you're watching this after the YouTube video is over, which is basically about now, then guys and gals, full recommendation, go to India to learn about yourself. It's more than a country. It's a living, learning experience. And they do a lot of things a lot better than the Western world. They live happier with less. They definitely do that. I don't like the fact that Pepsi is overtaking Coke. But so in conclusion, the trip to India was about trust. Trusted my mate. then trusted a journalist. Okay, and then it was about preparation, enjoying the experience, and then coming up and coming home, and then passing on to you that 100%. So I believe you should go there, but I do recommend that it's for the advanced traveler. It's not where you go for the first one. It is too full on, too quick, and it doesn't stop. If you're balding and you have questions about hair transplant therapy, those of high testosterone when they're younger, let me know. Let me know, because I guarantee I learnt shitloads about it, and yes, it works. Okay, team, that's me for now. I'm back. There should be a video coming out tomorrow. I've been filming all day, and I look forward to making you happy as we get back to military subjects, okay, to supporting others. But this week is mostly going to be about India. Is one India. Okay. Life is here. You're going to get one. So make sure you live it for you. No one else, unless you're supporting them. Cheers later, team, and thank you for having my back tonight. Cheers later. And if you look below your bed, there's going to be something waiting for you. See you later. Namaste. Life is great. Kaz from the trenches with Kaz. Thank you to those people that have just come tonight. Always welcome. Place where everyone, but we're not.
I know a girl who's so fine, she's running laps around my heart. She's more than perfect, she's not the type to go play a part. She came and killed my whole life, and just like Mike Tyson, now I'm here seeing stars. I could take all of my time just trying to describe her, I don't know where to start. All my life I knew she's my baby, I can't hide it, making me crazy. Sometimes I close my eyes and dream about when we met in high school, and I've been trying to tell her this lately. She's more father rock in the 80s. I think about her when I sleep, like back when we were 17.